Whoa, I know you guys are looking for Mr. Bailey's YouTube channel and tutorial on how to make a video. Well, I'm Keanu Reeves, and I'm going to start the video and show you how Mr. Bailey might have made this thing. I should probably just let Mr. Bailey do the talking here. All right. Whoa, I know Kung Fu. Are you the Oracle? Okay, enough of that. Okay, enough of that nonsense. You guys watched that dumb video. Now I'm going to show you actually how to make it using OBS. So what I have open in OBS is a blank scene collection. I've actually named it Clutch Cargo 2. I can't name it Clutch Cargo 1 because I actually have a whole bunch of videos that I made like this because I don't have a life and I'm bored. So I make a bunch of dumb videos. So I'm going to show you how to make a Clutch Cargo like the one that you just watched. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to add a source, and namely you have to add an image source. You need to do a web search for a celebrity that your mouth kind of looks like. It doesn't even have to be good because remember, this is meant to be corny and comedic and not real. Um, if you want to get into advanced stuff like that, you won't get that at Northside. So anyway, getting back to the point, you're going to click on your sources and you're going to hit as a source, you're going to choose image. And I usually name the sources when I come to images because I want to be able to know which image I've chosen. You don't have to do that. So you pick an image source, and I named it Image Keanu, and I hit OK. Now OBS actually asks you to browse to the image that you want. So what you're going to do is you're going to browse to whichever folder has the photo in it that you want. As it turns out, mine is on my desktop and in a folder that I call OBS reference files. And I have a folder called Clutch Cargo. And I'm going to pick Keanu Reeves. I actually did one with Robert Plant, one with Drake, and one with Donald Trump, just for fun. And so I picked the Keanu image. And sure enough, there you get a preview of the whole thing. What you need to do then is once you hit OK, you need to place it strategically into wherever you want it to be in your video. So in this case, I moved it to about right there. And now the other source that you need is your audio input capture because you need to pick up the sound of your voice. So I'm going to go ahead and add that as a source. So under sources, audio input capture, and you click OK. And you can pick the default one because you're working with your microphone inside of your computer. Unless you want to choose a different microphone that you have attached to your computer, it doesn't matter. So we click OK. And you know that you've added it because this right here is going to be blowing up because it's picking up your audio. All right, now this is where things get tricky because you have to add a video capture device. And if you add it correctly and then you know how to trim the device, this will be very simple. But if you add it and you're not sure how to trim the device, it gets very complicated. So I'm going to give you the instructions on how to do it. So the very first step is you hit the plus button and you choose video capture device. And when you choose the video capture device, it'll be your webcam. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And as a preview, you can see my webcam is right there. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK on this. Now, this is where it gets kind of precarious because we've got to do a couple of things. This area where my mouth is on the video, I need it to be where Keanu Reeves's mouth is in the photo below it. So I'm going to do a couple of things. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to center this picture as best I can. Now, the next thing is, in order for me to trim the edges of the video to cover the rectangle for my mouth, I have to use the Alt key on the keyboard. And the Alt key is located next to the space bar on your keyboard. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the Alt key and I'm going to navigate to the edge of this. I hold down Alt, and now I'm actually trimming from the edge. And you see how the edge is getting smaller and smaller. I'm going to do the same thing from the other edge. I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to trim. And then I'm going to do the same thing from the bottom. I'm going to hold down Alt, and I'm going to move this up. I'm going to hold down Alt and do the same thing from the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to narrow it down so that it only has the shape of my mouth and hopefully not getting much of my nose in there. Now, the next part of the trick is you have to resize this little rectangle so that it fits the situation. And it doesn't have to be perfect because this is meant to be corny and not real. But notice we have the moving lips right on, whoops, and I didn't mean to move the image, but actually, there we go. I think that that looks pretty believable. It looks as high quality as Conan O'Brien's show was, which was no quality at all. Thank you, Conan. Ting. Anyway, that's actually the motivation for making this video. So then the next thing that you do is you've got everything that you need. You've got your audio input capture. You've got Keanu Reeves or whoever you picked. I picked him because he was wearing a beard that looked kind of like mine. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit start recording. Hello, this is Keanu Reeves, and I've been in a lot of movies like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and I'm also a really good actor. And even though the teacher that is making this video is kind of a moron and doesn't do a good impression of me, at least I'm famous and I have a lot of money, and he doesn't. So there you go. Take that, Mr. Bailey. So I hit stop recording. I don't know if you caught that. And what's going to happen next is the video is going to be exported into the videos file, just like every other OBS video. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And sure enough, there's a video that I just created. Dumb stuff is what I used at the beginning of this video. So let's go ahead and see how that turned out. Hello, this is Keanu Reeves, and I've been in a lot of movies like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and I'm also a really good actor. And even though the teacher that is making this video is kind of a moron and doesn't do a good impression of me, at least I'm famous and I have a lot of money, and he doesn't. So there you go. Take that, Mr. Bailey. All right, it's pretty clear that that video was pretty lame, but that's how you do clutch cargo videos using OBS. You basically, as a recap, I don't know if I need to center this. I'm going to center it and not speak in Keanu Reeves' voice. You need your video capture device and you had to trim it down. You needed your audio input capture because you needed the sound coming out of the microphone. And you also needed the image of the famous celebrity that you wanted to do. So that's pretty much how you do it. Use the Alt key to trim the edges of that video capture device. That's why it's so easy there. But I hope that this was kind of informative and that you can do your own clutch cargo videos and annoy your colleagues and other people you work with via email by making these kind of videos. That's the bell that tells me it's time for this video to be over.